A.C.B.A.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with another daily news update. So happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. Come back to that. Please go back, check out Friday's episode of the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. We are rapidly approaching our 250th episode, which I believe should be this Friday. I think 249 will be our midweek episode, and then 250 will be Friday. Correct. Now, this weekend's going to be kind of wild for me, so we might actually have to push that episode out to the following Friday. I got a lot going on this weekend. It's my fiance's birthday. We having a little celebration aside from her birthday. But this past weekend, got to go see my brother. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, had knee surgery. Got to see my nephew, who I haven't seen in a while. He was putting me on to all the latest McFarlane DC figures. I wish I would have filmed some of this stuff. But man, the way he retains and disseminates information is uncanny for a 6-year-old. But I did mess around with a few DC figures that were actually okay. Atrocitus and Dark Knight demon looking Batman thing. I don't know. I like the articulation on that one. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have video of any of this stuff, but that was fun. You guys know I ride the train all the time. I actually this weekend in my travels passed the station stop where Jordan Neely was killed. Again, I didn't get any footage of any of this stuff. There were signs and a little memorial out there with candles and stuff like that. Listen, I'll say this. New York City is full of people. 5 boroughs. The New York City train system is probably among the best in the world in terms of getting you around. For a single fare, $2.75, you can go from the top of the Bronx out to Coney Island. You can go so far on a single ride in the New York City train station. But, you know, the train station is bringing so many people together from all over the city. I've lived in New York City my entire life, 42 years. Every single day of my life, I've seen a person that I've never seen before in my life. With all of the people that live in the city, with all of the tourists visiting, it can be sensory overload for somebody who is not used to seeing that many people on a daily basis. But with that many people commuting and moving about, you are going to come across a lot of people that have mental health issues. And it's a constant thing on the train. People talking to themselves, people ranting and raving. And sometimes there are some physical altercations. I mean, I talked about this some months ago on the channel. Now, I've definitely had standoffs with mentally ill people or with homeless people or the unhoused. As recently as maybe like 3 months ago, I got into a back and forth with a woman on the train that almost came to a physical confrontation. But in most instances, when you see people wilding out on a train, you ignore or you go to the other car or you do whatever you do to avoid that. Unless somebody actually physically attacks you or puts their hands on you, then you really don't engage with these people in that way. So I'm saying all of that to say that the facts are still coming out about Jordan Neely's case, but it's my understanding that he did not physically attack anyone and that the fella that choked him out for 15 minutes initiated the physical contact, and that is a crime. And so for that fella and the other 2 gentlemen that held him down as he was being asphyxiated, I think that's going to be a problem for them. I'm not fighting a homeless person unless I absolutely have to. I'm not initiating any physical contact with a homeless person. I'm not doing it. Now, if I have to defend myself or defend my family, my daughter, my wife, mom, whatever the case may be, yeah. If I see a situation where some woman is getting assaulted or something like that, then yeah, I would probably step in. But other than that, if there is no direct threat, I'm not going to initiate any physical contact. And I think that's where dude went wrong. And I do think that he should be charged and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That's it. Doesn't really matter what Jordan Neely did in his past or past crimes he committed. You can't just murder somebody because they're yelling on a train. It's a common occurrence. It happens. This is New York City. That's all I'll say about that for now. We'll see what happens again as more of the facts come out. But I was also saying all of that to say that I've been meaning to break out my train station diorama, but I wanted to kind of hold off while this is still a sensitive topic. So I'll double back with some setups with that next week. In Marvel Legends news, Dan continuing to do God's work, keeping us informed on Twitter, letting us know that the Black Widow, which is a Target exclusive, and the updated new Bucky Cap, which is a Walmart exclusive, those pre-orders will be coming closer to summertime. Also showed off a picture of all of the things that have gone up for pre-order so far in the Avengers 60th anniversary program. The most recent being the Thor and Destroyer 2-pack, which I showed you last week. Somebody already had that in hand. I told you this coming Tuesday, the Hawkeye and Sky Cycle would be up for pre-order, which Dan confirmed. And somebody already has this in hand as well. And this looks very, very good. Look at it next to the old offering of Hawkeye. You can pretty much throw out every other Hawkeye that we've received so far from Marvel Legends. Just throw them all in the trash. This new one is the definitive Hawkeye. In other Hasbro news, shout out to my man Serial Killer. Let me know this is not his picture, but this is what looks like a packaged image of the Arctic Bat, which we only saw in promotional style images a couple live streams back, I guess, for G.I. Joe. This was like in the background of one of their displays, one of their setups. So I guess this is confirmation that this will be an official release. Bouncing back to Marvel Legends, I did get my Hasbro Pulse shipment of the Outback Rogue. And then I also got a pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store that has my Chad Build-A-Figure wave in there, among some other things. I talked about that last week. Hey, what's going on with this Luke Cage figure that was teased for us during Black History Month? When are we going to hear something else about him and what will probably be a 2-pack with this figure and Danny Rand, Iron Fist? Shout out to this eclectic group of photographers here. Shout out to Frame Plastic Posers putting this little group together for us to do this Blade Challenge. So Matthew Charles, KC Warrior Evans, What's Up Danger, Toys R Us Kid, Dolo Workshop, Simon, aka Plastic Snaps, again Frame Plastic Poses, King B Cooper, and myself. We posted at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday on Sunday. Reposted all of these pictures to the ACBA Instagram as well. You know, a lot of that going around in the community right now, people teaming up, doing collaborations and stuff like that. Here's a scroll here through just the Explore page on the ACBA Instagram. You know, I've got this love-hate relationship with the hand posing that's going around in the community right now. Thousands and thousands and 5,000 and 10,000 likes for these type of photos, man. I want to see these dudes that could really pose. Put that damn figure down on the diorama and light it and do a complete display. That's a lot of people doing complete displays that are getting little to no traction on their accounts, on their photos. And I'm getting recommended 30 and 40 times a day the same accounts that are doing a lot of in-hand posing. And don't get me wrong, the foundation for any good display, as I always say, is posing. So being able to pose these guys up and make them look so dynamic and so cool is one thing, but you know, me personally, I just want to see complete setups. And not to throw shade, but some of these cats that's doing a lot of this raw posing, some of the posing be a little wonky, but it still be a lot of views. But even with that said, we've come very far in a short amount of time in terms of the sheer number of people that are attracted to displaying and that are displaying right now. And even if it's just in-hand posing, it's still part of the overall world of ACBA and toy photography. So at the end of the day, it's all good. It's all love. All right, I'm eager to play with my toys, so I'm getting up out of here. Thanks for hanging out today. Let's talk about all this stuff in the comments below. Get ready for tomorrow's pre-order. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace. I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year. Yeah.